horrific stuff. The Amazon case that you sent me, that's where I have my initial reflex, and then I have my anger reflex. For anybody who hasn't heard this, it's a lawsuit filed by the estate of two teens who committed suicide. The thing is this, I'm also reluctant to even get into too much detail because I didn't know about this. And I fear that by even highlighting the decision, it's going to open people up to the fact that this actually exists. And it's atrocious. You could purchase a certain product which is used for preserving foods online. It's a preservative. You can purchase it online willy-nilly for $20 a bottle. It's somehow people found out that this is a product that can be used to end their lives, and sales actually skyrocketed on online platforms. And it's not just that people knew that people were buying this not for the purposes of preserving and curing beef, but for taking their own lives. And it's a horrific tragedy. They knew this. It's not just that they knew it though, because Amazon knew it. What ends up happening is that the algorithm of Amazon, recommendations being what it is, from the allegations of the lawsuit, and evidence is there, Amazon, in conjunction with people who go to Amazon to buy this product, they were recommending a book which contained a chapter on how to administer this product to end your life. And a few allegations from the lawsuit are so horrific. I hope I'm not speaking in euphemisms that I hope it's understandable. I don't want people, this being put on blast and people's like, oh, wow, I never knew this was out there. It's horrific. But Amazon, because people who went to buy this were buying that book, which tells you how to use it for the purposes of ending your life, was coupling the products together for people. And the two plaintiffs, or at least two of the plaintiffs, I'm not sure if there are more, one had their kid open an account with a first name only. Amazon shipped it to the kid, who killed themselves with it. The other one bought it through their mother's account. The mother's like, I didn't order this, cancel the order. Amazon confirms the order's been canceled, ship the product anyhow. Both kids took their own lives. And it's horror beyond horror. Part of me says, like, when we were kids, we had this thing called potassium nitrate, saltpeter. You used to be able to buy it at pharmacies, mix it with sugar, and turn it into a smoke bomb, or melt it and turn it into a paste and whatever. They stopped selling potassium nitrate at pharmacies, so it became a little harder to get. This stuff you could just pick up for $20 a bottle online. Get the book that tells you how to use it. Amazon was selling it, making their $2.30 per sale, and now two parents of children who committed suicide using this are suing. What have I missed? And it's horrific.
Yeah, no, you summed it up well. I mean, and the question is, when are they liable for what they sell? And so here they've alleged very specific facts that they're deliberately, it's kind of like the Section 230 case before the U.S. Supreme Court on promoting terrorism by Google and Twitter. Here they've alleged specific facts that suggest Amazon was deliberately profiting from a very disturbed set of behavior and actions. Basically they were setting themselves up to help people put themselves in harm's way. And then the question is, what, they have the various legal theories they cite. Is it legally actionable? And I think that's an open question, because it's somewhat of a novel area, because they're not alleging falsity in advertising. They're alleging you're selling a product someone's going to use to harm themselves, including minors, and especially minors, and that's something you shouldn't be legally entitled to. And it's an open question whether that's the case.
And that's the question I ask myself as well, is, okay, these products, it's used for curing, preserving beef. It's a food product. Anything, you can buy a bottle of vodka, chug the whole thing, and have the exact same problem. But then
I guess Amazon may blame the algorithm. They'll say they saw people were buying these products in Unity and so promoted them, but they were promoting products in Unity that could not be used for a purpose other than harming yourself.
Well, and from what I understand from the allegations, they were notified of the problem. And that's where you can have this organic AI causing the problem, but once you get notified of the problem, you fix it so that it doesn't happen.
They just want money is Amazon's priority. The question is, what legal duty do they have in this context? And that's really an undetermined issue. And it's how much should we impose on them? And I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's something that's going to require more thought, because for example, there are books out there we know that people use for bad purposes. We don't want to ban books though. So when it's this set of products, how much is it okay to ban their combined sale, impose an obligation before they allow minors to purchase, some due diligence? That's that's the open question. It's disturbed what Amazon is doing. It's not clear that it's illegal.
Well, that's the hold on. I'm going to read Medic Deb because Medic Deb put out $100 Rumble rant, and it makes me feel good to read it. I have an ego, but it's Viva Fry. We need you. We need your honesty. We need the truth. You are a model of honor and truth. God bless you and your family. Thank you very much. But let me open the parentheses. My story was I used to, as a teenager, be a big pain in the ass, and so you could get potassium nitrate at the pharmacy at the time. Saltpeter. Everyone knows this. You could mix it with sugar, and you could make smoke bombs out of it. And then one Halloween, I discovered you could mix sulfur in it, and then you make stink smoke bombs. And then another Halloween, I realized, holy cows, if you cook it, you could turn it into a paste, and then it becomes hard, and they could be like cherry bombs. Well, being an idiot kid that idiot kids are, I didn't realize that sulfur has a lower ignition point than other stuff, and I'm cooking it in my parents' kitchen, like la-di-da, I'm gonna have a fun Halloween. It all explodes in my face in the kitchen. You can't see the scars. Maybe you can, like here. All of it gets set on fire in the kitchen. Fire alarms go off. I have to come. There were like craters in the wood cabinetry because this stuff, it's like napalm. All stupid. My mother comes home and then says, I'm calling the cops. I'm going to teach you a lesson. And then the cops are like, oh yeah, interesting. We've had some vandalism. It wasn't me. We'd like to talk to your kid. And my mother's like, nah, you know what? Never mind. Forget about it. We'll talk to them ourselves. But it's the algorithm pairing it together. It's the danger of the algorithm. Then you find out that it's happening, and then it becomes, what is their responsibility to decouple these things, or maybe just act responsibly altogether and go through a separate verification process for things that could be used for nefarious purposes. But it's true, people who want to buy certain books, okay, if they see people are buying these books with, I don't know, massive orders of jerry cans, then maybe you can start putting two and two together. But then what obligations are you creating on companies? It's a tricky question. I was just horrified at the allegations of that lawsuit.
Oh, it just shows you how big tech has no moral limits at all. They'll exploit anybody for any reason that makes them money.